And although it's too late at this point, I'm starting to wonder why I ever made this decision. I'm abandoning the best woman I know and choosing the girl who's nothing but a burden to me. Isn't that completely wrong? It wouldn't even be funny to joke about. Setsuna, I know that it's a ridiculous choice, but I've already decided. I have something to tell you. It's something important. Something you absolutely have to hear.
Dear me. Would you look at the time? Sorry, Haruki-kun. I have to go home now.
Setsuna.
I got a text from Takahiro earlier. Some relatives of ours from Aomori are visiting. You know, the ones who send us apples every year?
Is that so?
They're on vacation, so they're only stopping by. They'll leave before the day is over, so I have to hurry back. I'm really sorry for leaving so suddenly. I'll make it up to you next time.
Won't you listen to what I have to say? We can do it on the train.
I'm going to be late. I'll have to run or I won't make it in time.
Let's hurry then. If we run to the station together, we might be able to...
You can't! You just can't! I don't want to hear anything else today.
I see. That's how it is. She probably had her suspicions of what was happening. She just never had any positive proof up until these last few seconds. Setsuna,
I'm leaving.
it's been 2 weeks since I proposed to her. But despite the fact there was an unusually long blank period between us since then, Setsuna never tried to passionately fill that time with me, instead remaining as calm as always. Wait, Setsuna!
Stay away!
I was saved by the distance we had between one another that felt just right. It allowed me to pass the time with Setsuna slowly and peacefully, despite the burden on my painful resolve. It was a tender time for me, where I nearly succumbed to the cruel temptations to put off telling her about it over and over again. Setsuna has endured and pressed so much for the entire day in a desperate attempt to create that peaceful atmosphere for us, as if nothing had ever happened. Putting it off won't change anything. I've already decided.
I can't hear you! I can't hear anything you're saying!
Setsuna knew from the very beginning. She knew what I was trying to tell her today. That's right, because up until now, we've always been as one. It's no exaggeration to say that our hearts beat in unison. Setsuna! So, it was only natural that Setsuna knew. She knew about the devastating storm surrounding me. She knew about the cruel dagger I was holding behind my back. I'm sorry.
Stop it!
And she knew that in order to protect Kazusa from this storm, I had chosen to use that dagger to cut myself off from the one thing we both considered so precious. I can't be with you anymore. I can't be with you anymore, Setsuna.
Stop it!
I won't ever leave you, Ogaso. It was all tainted in lies. And then, because that, there's something I must apologize to you for above all other things. All it took was one single sentence. Despite everything, I still love you, Setsuna. It only took one single sentence to undo everything I've told her ever since we met one another. Because the one I love the most in the world is the Setsuna who can happily sing in front of me. All the times I told her how I felt about her. All the times I whispered my undying love to her. It's fine, Setsuna. We'll be fine now. And the feelings that should pile up over such a strong foundation. From now on, I'll take whatever happens. I won't ever let you go, Setsuna. I once believed that our bond was irreplaceable and unshakable. Let's get married. Let's get married, Setsuna. But the truth is, it's nothing more than a sandcastle on the coast. All it took was a single sweep of a wave for it to vanish without a trace. The records of the bond I share with Setsuna are being erased from our new history.
Finding out was so painful.
I wonder how much time has passed since then.
I could tell from the slightest changes in your behavior, Hareki-kun. From your eye movements to the way you looked at me.
My heartless words caused Setsuna's feet to halt the moment we reached the station.
I knew you were wavering. I knew you were thinking about someone else. That you were thinking about Kazusa.
She collapsed right then and there, unable to continue supporting herself with her own strength.
Realizing that your heart was strained further and further away from me was just so painful.
Her shoulders shudder, and she does her utmost to prevent herself from losing her voice. But she is unable to control her feelings as she cries quietly, yet intensely.
Ever since the new year, since your reunion with Kazusa, ever since then.
Whether we stood there for a few seconds or a few hours was something completely unknown to us. The difference had no meaning to us. She finally stands up again, with eyes red from tears and a voice almost torn apart. Yet she still tries desperately to string together some meaningful words. Her current self is unlike anything I've seen from her in the past 5 years I've known her.
Tomo said that she had already seen Kazusa twice. Once outside your apartment, and once as a guest at my concert.
I see. I've hurt Setsuna more times than I can even count up until now.
At that time, I didn't believe it. No, I tried desperately to not believe it.
I've done things I thought I could never take back, more than just once or twice.
But the time you came to me in Osaka, when you really desired me, that confirmed it for me. You were trying to run away to me because you were already leaning towards Kazusa.
Still, no matter what happened, Setsuna has always been strong for me.
Yet, I don't talk to you about it. even worse, I slept with you knowing how much you desired me.
Burying her tears, straightening her back, and acting the role of her usual gentle self.
Because I knew it was the day of Kazusa's concert. I didn't want to let you return to Tokyo.
When she should have let her feelings out, she held them back until she was alone with me.
Was that wrong, I wonder? Should I have asked about the truth back then?
Setsuna has always been strong, and I became dependent on that strength. I became spoiled by it, relied on it. I believed in her strength. That's why I chose Kazusa.
We shouldn't have met back then, after all.
Yet, when I look at Setsuna now,
I should have kept my distance for a while. I should have kept running away from you.
with no regard to the people giving us strange looks, she continues crying, regretting the past, blaming herself, gushing out all her feelings in plain sight.
I thought that this might happen. I knew that things might end this way. Yet, I couldn't resist the temptation of seeing you again.
She's almost like the helpless girl that Kazusa is.
I couldn't let go of the faint hope that you would embrace me.
Am I responsible for turning Setsuna into this? The same way I've turned Kazusa into the woman she is? If she hadn't met me? If she hadn't fallen in love with me? If I wasn't there? If I wasn't there, would everyone be happy?
Hey, Haruki-kun, what should have I done?
Setsuna. The sound of Setsuna's crying resonates with the sound of the sea breeze.
Where did I go wrong? Where did I mess up?
The chill of the breeze and the sadness in her voice envelops me and causes me to shake violently.
How can I make you take back what you said earlier? How can I make you return to me?
Vigorously, violently, and not caring what she looks like. Her feelings, as strong as the north wind, relentlessly blow upon my despicable self. However, don't have to do anything. You haven't done anything wrong, Setsuna. There's nothing wrong with you at all. I've already decided.
But then I can't fix anything. If you don't tell me how, I can't fix anything.
I'm sorry. I've already chosen the worst possible choice. I've chosen to throw away everything other than Kazusa.
I won't be able to change for your sake. I won't be able to turn into the girl you like.
I'll say it again. There's nothing you can do. That's why the howling of the wind can no longer blow anything away anymore. Not the coats of passers-by, nor my determination. It's all my fault, so I'll do anything to atone for it.
You can't.
I'll do anything in my power.
But you just rejected every single thing I wanted you to do, didn't you?
Yet the wind doesn't give up. It continues blowing with the faint hope of getting the one thing I cannot give it, and it will continue to do so until it runs out of breath.
Why? What's wrong? Is it just not acceptable for me to be around? The three of us can't stay together?
I could confess to Setsuna everything about why Kazusa was driven into a corner, and all about Yoko-san. Setsuna could potentially be of help to Kazusa. All three of us could support each other. I contemplated that kind of future many, many times. I'm sorry, but that burden is for me to carry alone. I can't have Setsuna carry it with me, so I can't say anything about it. I can't. Kazusa's still not forgiven me. Or perhaps that's just an excuse I'm telling myself to justify my actions. I'm sorry.
No.
After all, I don't actually have a reason for picking Kazusa, other than the fact that I love her more than anyone else. Once I get out of the taxi and check my watch, I saw it's almost 1:30. By the time I left Arumi, it was already past midnight. Once I got to Onjuku, the last train had already left, because once Setsuna left, I was unable to move for a while. I wonder if she got home safely. The trains were still running by the time she left, but I wonder if she got on it. I wonder if she's at home now. I wonder if she's okay. I should call her, or her parents, or perhaps Takahiro-kun. I have a strong desire to make sure, but what right do I have to do that now? At long last, I've finally done it. I finally did the unthinkable. I chose the path in which very few people have found happiness going down. I went against the better judgment of society. I made a decision that's just unbelievably cruel to Setsuna.
It's not over. It's not over between us.
Setsuna refused to accept it until the very end. Setsuna refused to accept it until the very end. Even when she left, she kept saying to herself that she wouldn't give up, all while crying. She never blamed me. She never spoke ill of me. Like always, she was unreasonably kind to me. But that's why it could only make things worse. The chill I had this morning comes back to me. My heart starts racing, and my nausea goes all the way up to my throat. Perhaps it's the result of standing in the cool air for so many hours. If that's the case, I wonder, is Setsuna okay? I can feel the weight of the stress from my concern for Setsuna, and the feeling of wanting to check up on her, even though I'm not able to. And the more I think about her, the more I lose control of both my body and mind. Kazusa! That's why I resort to the only antidote I know to rid myself of these painful memories. A spell that I really shouldn't be using. Though it seems there was no need.
Mom threw me out of the studio. She said I wasn't to come back until noon tomorrow.
No, it wasn't a spell to disrupt painful memories. No, it wasn't a spell to dispel painful memories at all.
I didn't have any place to go, so I came to you. Be my bed for tonight?
Instead, I had unknowingly cast a summoning spell.
It's okay, right? You wouldn't mind having me over, right?
How many hours have you been waiting there?
There's no point in telling you. I'll always be waiting for you until you come home, regardless.
Are you a dog? I bend over in front of Kazusa and pat her, and she squints her eyes at me in pleasure, as if she truly was a dog. Look at how cold you are. Are you stupid? When I stroked her slightly red cheeks with my hand, I could feel just how frigid they are, despite the fact that my hands already numb from the cold.
You're even colder than me. You look like you're freezing. You look like you're suffering.
However, Kazusa grabs my hand that's touching her cheeks and exhales on our intertwined hands, rubbing them together to give me warmth.
So, let me warm you up.
I see. I see. The summoned is ever subservient to the summoner.
So, you told her.
I did.
I see.
When Kazusa asked me to be her bed, she didn't mean for me to lend her my bed. So, just like she wanted, she rests her head on my chest, and I warm her cold cheeks. She wraps around me and brushes herself against my body, warming me up in return.
I didn't expect her to go along with it.
I tell her everything about what happened today in a low voice, all while feeling the warmth of her body on my skin. I won't hide anything from Kazusa. After all, she's the person this is all for. We'll get hurt together and overcome those wounds together. That's what we swore to each other.
I didn't expect her to blame you either. It's Setsuna we're talking about after all.
I wanted her to blame me. I wanted punishment.
I know.
That's why we lay here and get hurt together in silence. For the fact that Setsuna didn't blame us. For the fact that she tried to blame herself for what happened. For not getting even a glimpse of punishment.
I really am the worst.
That's not true.
After all, in dramas and movies, side characters like me, whose role is to interfere with the plot, only end up retreating and disappearing, right? Yet, I'm still here, making the main heroine miserable, and taking the main character for myself.
That's not true. What would you even know about movies?
The only part of me that is true to being a side character is how I never do anything by myself. always expecting the main character to fix everything. I'm that sort of repulsive woman.
That kind of thing would only happen in a world where only happy endings are allowed. That kind of development would only work in a cliched Hollywood movie. Whether you're a side character or not is for the main character to decide. No, it's for the director to decide. We can go back and forth for as long as it takes, but I decided to conclude the subject.
It's your fault, you know.
I see. It is my fault.
Had you just done what I told you to, had you just pitied me and comforted me with your body before you got too into me, then I would have been satisfied. I might even have been able to get over you. I might have been able to go on living alone with you in my memories.
No, I wouldn't want that. If you're not going to be able to go on with life still smiling, then
Haruki.
If I try to contradict her, I'll end up admitting it. That the two of us being together is not a happy ending. It won't make a single member of the audience happy. The story will just follow the direction that the director stubbornly decided on.
You're shaking.
Kazusa strokes my cheeks, just like I did to her before. Kazusa clumsily tries to reciprocate in kind.
Are you cold? Are you in pain? Why are you always holding things back? Are you stupid?
That means she calmed down when I did it to her. Having me stroke her cheeks made her relieved. That's what she's saying by doing this. I'm fine. I'm really fine. I've calmed down a lot compared to before. Thanks to you warming me up.
Don't push yourself, okay? If you're in pain, tell me.
I'm fine. I'll never break down. How else can I protect you? I'll take the place of your mother. I'll take the place of your teacher. If I don't do that, then there's no point in throwing everything away.
If you were to break, then I'll be the one protecting you.
I just told you I won't.
I'll make it my next life goal to do so. So, whether you break or not, always stay by my side.
You're making a lot of assumptions.
I'm an artist, after all.
Idiot. A short while after that, peace returned to my body. I think that my illness, caused by more reasons than I can name, won't be bothering me anymore. Because from now on, Kazusa's wild assumption will protect me. February 17th, Sunday.
Good morning, Takahiro. Curious to see you up this early on spring break.
Same goes for you. I never see you on Sunday mornings. You're either oversleeping or staying out.
Really?
Well, what are you doing? Making a bento?
Yep, something like that. Okay, I'm finished. Hey, don't you think it looks good?
Didn't you have a date just yesterday? There's no separating you two, is there?
It's not like that. Haruki-kun's just very busy these days, so he isn't eating properly.
That's exactly what I mean when I say you two are inseparable.
Do you think he'll appreciate this?
Where are you going today?
I'm not sure. We haven't decided anything yet.
You have no plans for today? Then why not just make the food in his apartment? That's what you've done up until now anyway.
Shut up, would you? Why do you care?
Sis?
I'm going out. See you later.
Okay. Wait, aren't you going to clean up after? Off you go then.
Oh, Takahiro. Rare to see you up this early. Are you going on a date?
The one going on a date is Sis. She was so excited she even forgot to clean up after herself.
That's okay. I'll take care of it. And I'll make you some breakfast while I'm at it.
Oh, no need. I'll eat the leftovers from the bento.
Stop with that. I'll make you something proper.
But wouldn't it be a waste to throw it out?
Listen to me. Don't eat that. You'll only cause me more worry.
Mom?
See ya then.
Sunday morning. By the time we woke up, the sun was already nearing its zenith. So, after we ate our late breakfast, it was almost noon, as Yoko-san had mentioned. Are you going home today?
If Mom chases me out of the studio, yes. So, don't worry about dinner.
I see.
Even if I don't go home, you don't have to wait for me. Actually, go to bed early. You didn't get a wink of sleep last night, did you?
If you know that, you couldn't have gotten much sleep either.
In exchange, I hope you won't mind it when you find someone strange sleeping next to you once you wake up.
Right. Even so, Kazusa's faint smile and the way she's teasing me with her words, ever so slightly, eases my worry a bit.
I'm off then.
Okay. Come back safely, and good luck.
I will.
Because Kazusa no longer looked as if she was forcing herself. 2 weeks remain until her additional concert. Physically, it's probably going to put a strain on her. But at least mentally, she seems to be doing fine. If I managed to make things easier for Kazusa yesterday, then there is no greater happiness for me. As long as I can be the place she can always return to. Now, and from this day on forever.
We had a lot of leftovers yesterday, and I thought it would be a waste to throw it all out. You don't have to eat it if you don't want to. You can throw it away if you're not hungry. That won't do. It's too pushy. You got it all wrong. There's no deeper meaning behind this. It's just that, my mom, that's right. My mom told me to get this for you. She said that you probably haven't been eating properly with how busy you are all the time. I didn't think so, though. Right. Let's go with that. Sorry, Mom.
By the time I had seen Kazusa off and had done the dishes, the clock showed precisely 12 o'clock. Like Kazusa said, I hadn't gotten a wink of sleep since last night. Yet, I didn't feel like going to bed just yet. I have so many things to take care of now that I have some free time. In fact, I'm going to be completely occupied for the next few days. Besides, even if I did lie down and close my eyes, I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. I put on my shoes and opened the door, but when I turned back to look at my room, time suddenly seemed to stop around me. Reflected in my eyes is a simple and lightly decorated room. A bed, a closet, a bookcase, a TV, a fridge, a rice cooker, a microwave, the bare minimum for any home. And half the clothes I have are work clothes and dress shirts. Still, this unappealing room sometimes also has a mixer, electric griddle, a pressure cooker, and a whisk in it. Items that the other tenant staying here had brought into the room. I still can't feel nostalgia welling up within me because it hadn't truly sunk in yet. I can't feel any feelings of sorrow because my determination to leave isn't complete. Until a few days ago, it wouldn't be inaccurate to describe this place as our nest. Everything within it appears natural in every sense of the word. The odd juxtaposition of items, both simple and fancy, providing it with some semblance of appeal. However, even the ability to feel that appeal from such scenery is...
Setsuna? It's been a while. Or, well, since your birthday party, I've been looking for you.
Domo? Why?
Because you haven't answered a single phone call since yesterday. I called your family earlier. They said that you made a bento you were planning on giving to Kitahara-san.
That's right! I'm going to Haruki-kun's place. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to talk today.
Then what are you doing here? Kitahara-san's apartment is over there.
Well,
Did something happen?
what could possibly have?
That bento is for Kitahara-san, right? Why are you opening it here? Was Kitahara-san out? Did he have visitors over? Then,
I didn't go. No, I tried going into his apartment building, but my feet stopped moving.
why? Be honest with me. I'm on your side, Setsuna. I told you earlier, didn't I? I talked about how he might be seeing Toma Kazusa. I'm probably wrong about this, but Setsuna, about yesterday, did the two of you?
It's strange.
What is?
When I tried tasting this bento, it didn't taste good at all.
Your bento?
It's so bad, it's almost inedible. To think that I made something like this.
Setsuna?
What is this? I don't even remember how I made it. What is happening to me?
Hey, get it together.
What are you saying? I...
Setsuna? Setsuna?
And you're absolutely certain that you don't want to renew your contract?
Yes.
The current contract runs out at the end of next month. You'll have to pay that month's rent before the end of this month.
That'll be fine. I'll make sure everything is settled.
Going to work abroad, I see. Where to?
Yes, I'm going to Europe to work in Austria. Both the memories that I've built up for the past 5 years, as well as the history I've shared with that apartment I've lived in, will no longer exist after a few days. They will all disappear without leaving so much as even a trace. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Poor Setsuna. She is losing Haruki and knows it now. She needs a hug. I am glad at least Tomo is there for her. That's the thing about love triangles. At least one person winds up unhappy at the end. But Kazusa doesn't seem to be doing that well either. Hopefully that is just pre-show jitters though.